Jack Black just ended someone's career. And no, this isn't a Tenacious D joke. The internet is on fire after reports confirmed that the School of Rock star confronted Rachel Zegler behind the scenes of Disney's live-action Snow White. According to multiple insiders, Black called out Zegler over her controversial interviews, the movie's embarrassing box office crash, and what he reportedly described as her performative activism. Witnesses say the moment was brutal. Zegler was left in tears, walked out of the room, and later admitted to seeking therapy after the confrontation. So what exactly happened between Hollywood's loudest Gen Z princess and the king of chaos comedy? And did Jack Black just say what the entire industry has been thinking? Like and subscribe. This meltdown is just getting started. 1. From goofy legend to grim reaper. Jack Black's alleged verbal smackdown. Jack Black, beloved human cartoon and part-time rock god, has spent most of his career dancing on the edge of chaos, but usually with a wink and a guitar riff. So when whispers started swirling on X, formerly Twitter, that he was the one who supposedly snapped at Rachel Zegler after the Snow White box office bomb, people didn't know whether to laugh or light candles. The alleged incident? A behind-closed-doors moment at a post-premiere gathering where Black reportedly called Zegler the reason Disney is losing magic. Ouch! According to the rumor circuit, which, let's be clear, is made of vibes and zero verified sources, Jack allegedly unleashed a tirade that was less comedic roast and more career obituary. He's said to have mocked her now infamous 22 interview, where she criticized the original Snow White for promoting outdated gender roles. "You don't get to drag the classics and tank the remake," he allegedly snapped, prompting stunned silence, and what insiders claim was a tearful exit from Zegler. Now, would Jack Black, Hollywood's resident chaos uncle, actually corner a 23-year-old actress and obliterate her confidence like a boss battle? Probably not. But the internet doesn't care. The story fits too well into the narrative. An old-school star calling out a Gen Z upstart for woke arrogance. And in a year where every other entertainment exec is praying to the ghost of Walt Disney for a hit, Black, true or not, has suddenly become a folk hero for the keep politics out of my fairy tales crowd. 2. The princess, the politics, and the PR disaster. Let's rewind to the real reason Rachel Zegler became a target long before Jack's name was ever dragged into this mess. Once hailed as a rising star after her breakout in West Side Story, Zegler's press tour for Snow White was less enchanted apple and more cursed fruit salad. In resurfaced clips, she smirks her way through critiques of the original 1937 film, calling the prince a stalker and promising a modern, empowered Snow White who doesn't need a man. Internet reaction? A collective eye roll strong enough to move tectonic plates. Then came the political takes. Zegler, never one to shy away from a post, proudly declared Free Palestine in a now-deleted tweet while promoting a Disney film. Add to that her not-so-subtle swipe at Donald Trump post-election, and she quickly became conservative media's new favorite punching bag. Fox News practically sent her a fruit basket. To Disney, already nursing a series of PR wounds from too many remakes and not enough ROI, Zegler went from PR gold to liability in record time. Rumors began leaking that execs were frustrated with her uncontrolled messaging, a polite way of saying, stop tweeting, stop talking, and definitely stop angering half the ticket-buying public. And that's when the knives came out, online, in boardrooms, and allegedly from Jack Black. 3. The box office bloodbath that fueled the fire. It wasn't just a flop, it was a massacre. Despite years of hype, a stacked marketing budget, and Gal Gadot twirling in gothic couture as the evil queen, Disney's Snow White opened to a jaw-dropping $43 million domestic on a $240 million budget. That's not underperforming. That's the cinematic equivalent of face-planting into a poisoned apple. The knives were already out for Zegler, but once the numbers dropped, the autopsy began. Pundits pointed fingers at remake fatigue, poor marketing, and yes, Rachel Zegler herself. Commentators claimed her divisive press tour alienated traditional Disney fans. Her political stances? Too loud. Her interviews? Too smug. Her skin tone? Let's not even open that racist can of worms, but oh boy, it was opened repeatedly. And then, as if summoned by the flames of cultural backlash, came the Jack Black narrative. Suddenly, people were tying the film's failure to this mysterious confrontation. painting Black as the voice of reason in a crumbling Disney empire. Even though he wasn't in the movie, somehow he became its main character. Because in the chaotic theater of online discourse, logic is a guest who never RSVPs. Crying in Kuchar, Rachel's alleged breakdown becomes a meme. What happens when a Gen Z Disney princess allegedly gets read for filth by Hollywood's reigning court jester? Apparently, she books a therapist. That's what social media wants you to believe, at least. The moment the Jack Black rumors took hold, X threads began claiming that Rachel Zegler was seen crying uncontrollably at a private after-party and has been in therapy ever since. One user even posted a blurry photo of a woman sobbing in a velvet dress at Craig's, captioned, "Me after Jack Black ends my whole personality." Spoiler, it probably wasn't her, but the internet didn't care. Within 48 hours, how Zegler breakdown trended, fueled by edited TikToks splicing her past interviews with sad violin music and captions like, "When your career ends before the honeymoon phase." The same platforms that once hyped her as the future of Hollywood were now stitching clips of her singing into fan cams of Jack Black smirking on red carpets. Peak Gen Z brutality. And while the therapy rumor remains completely unverified, and more likely satire, the emotional fallout feels real. Zegler went noticeably silent on socials, with her PR team issuing a generic "focusing on upcoming projects" post that felt like a soft retreat. She unfollowed several major entertainment news accounts, fans noticed, and began archiving her deleted tweets like relics from a fallen dynasty. A 2023 tweet that once read "Kindness wins" was reposted with a new caption, "Not this time, sis." 5. Jack Black, internet messiah of anti-woke Hollywood. It was only a matter of time before Jack Black, known for belching on camera and screaming "rock" into microphones, was anointed by a certain internet demographic as the unlikely messiah of anti-woke Hollywood. Conservative YouTubers and Twitter personalities rushed to canonize him, even though the man's political views are historically progressive, and he's one musical number away from being a Broadway liberal icon. No matter. In the myth, he became the hero they needed, the veteran who finally put Rachel in her place. Never mind that Black had zero to do with Snow White and hasn't publicly addressed the controversy. Never mind that the whole thing was stitched together by stan accounts and anti-Zegler trolls. In this post-fact media storm, narrative is reality. Jack Black was now a symbol. Ironic, given that he spent his whole career mocking symbols. And let's not forget the deep fakes. Oh yes, we've entered that chapter. Clips of Black edited to say things like, "Your tweets destroyed Disney," began circulating as if they were gospel. A TikTok trend emerged where users lip-synced his face over Zegler interviews, responding with mock disgust. It was satire feeding into conspiracy, feeding into cultural backlash, and Rachel, still silent, still erased from the story as her own protagonist. 6. Rachel Zegler and the curse of the unlikable woman trope. Strip away the memes, the fake quotes, and the manufactured meltdowns. And what's left? A very familiar narrative. A young woman in Hollywood, confident, political, and slightly too outspoken, punished for daring to be more than just palatable. The internet's delight in watching Zegler break down wasn't just about a box office flop or some mythical Jack Black takedown. It was about reinforcing the same tired trope, the unlikable woman who flies too close to the sun. She was too bold, too political, too critical of sacred childhood relics. And while her critiques may have had merit, the court of public opinion doesn't hand out nuance. Instead, it hungers for downfall, for transformation, from ingenue to villain, from Disney princess to online punching bag. Zegler's only crime was doing what every male actor does on press tours, sharing opinions. But she did it in a ball gown, with a smirk, and no apology. Whether Jack Black ever said a word or not doesn't matter anymore. The damage has been memed. The script has been written by trolls and amplified by people desperate to see a woman humbled for refusing to be grateful enough. The fairy tale didn't end with true love's kiss. It ended with a call-out thread. So, did Jack Black truly destroy Rachel Zegler's career? Or did the internet just need a new villain, and she played the part too well? In Hollywood, perception is more lethal than poison apples. And in 2025, cancel culture doesn't need facts. It just needs a trending hashtag. Stay tuned. This drama's not over yet.